We're back to Cullman today, and got some great interviews with some of your great kids, boys and girls.
Boys and girls, ages 5 to 14, I think, this time.
And listen, I got to tell you, Chess, there was one young man, and you're going to see it in just a second. You could tell he's all about golf, and he is very, very mature, very smart, and he's probably going to do a really, really, really good job as he gets older.
Great. I'm looking forward to hearing this.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at all these great kids. We're at Cullman Municipal Golf Course, and Zach McCall is my very special guest this morning. We're at the Cullman Park and Rec golf clinic that's being held, and it started, actually it's held every Tuesday morning from 8:30 to 9:30. Zach, do you love golf?
Yes.
You do. Now, how did you get started?
My dad, 2 Christmases ago, he got me a set of golf clubs, and we started playing a year ago.
Did you really? Now, do you go with him and go out to the driving range and all
Yes.
that kind of stuff? What is your very favorite part? Do you like to be on the golf course trying to get it into the hole, or do you like the driving range too, or both?
I like both.
Do you really? Now, this is something my boys, I have 3 boys, and they always say that golf is something that you can do all of your life. When you get old, you can play golf. And actually, all of my boys worked at Cullman Municipal Golf Course in the office and washing the carts and doing all that kind of stuff. Do you ever want to do anything like that when you get older?
Yes.
You like it that much? You do. Well, tell us what kind of, and I don't have a clue what this is. I know, is it an iron or what is that?
This is a iron.
It is an iron. So see, I knew more than I thought I did. What this is good for? What?
It's good for chipping and like for 100-yard hits. For like in the fairway, you could chip it to the green.
All right. So those are the kinds of things that they're teaching y'all out here today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every Tuesday. So have you learned a lot? Have you learned a lot more than what you realized that you didn't know?
Mm-hmm.
You have learned a lot. Now, behind us, what are they doing now? I started to say chipping, but are they putting?
They're working on putting and some are chipping.
Okay. So tell us sort of, like I said, I know nothing about it, and I should, because all of my boys have spent a ton of money over the years playing golf and still do, but it's still so confusing to me. The main thing is it to be real accurate or slow or what to get it in?
It's more of both, like to me, because whenever you want to hit it far, you need to be more accurate and hit it. And then whenever you're putting, you need to be more slow and calm.
Slow and calm, and that's the key right there. Zach McCall with us this morning down at the golf course playing some great golf, and we hope you have a fun summer and learn a lot and be on that golf team one of these days. All right, and of course, we're at the golf course at the great Cullman Park and Rec golf clinic that they're having. It's held every Tuesday from 8:30 until 9:30. Abby and Hannah are with me, and I'm just so tickled to see girls in here. We got another little girl coming over here. Tell us your first and last name, Abby.
Abby, and my last name is Skipper.
Okay.
Hannah McCall. Grayson Thomas.
All right, so Hannah, you must be Zach's sister. I love the fact that these girls are out here in these pinks and greens, and what in the world made you want to play golf? Does your mom play?
No. My mom and my dad play.
They both do. All right. How about you, Hannah?
My dad plays.
All right. See, I think it's so great that the girls are doing it, because so many times we think this is just a guy's sport, but it's not, is it? I mean, I think it's great for your coordination, great to have the social skills, but also it's a sport that you can play when you get as old as I am, don't you think?
Yes.
Now, what have y'all learned since you've been doing this? This is like the 3rd or 4th week.
Like positions and how to hit the ball, how to line up the ball.
Perfect. Did you know that before? A little bit, but not really? Really? And what have you learned?
I learned how to aim toward the flags and chip a little better and putt a little better.
Wonderful. And how about you?
I learned to aim for the flags and I give a lot.
There's a lot of rules, aren't there, that you have to learn. But I think after you learn those rules, and once you learn to play, and play, and of course I know you already know how to play, but do you think, of course, playing and putting and then doing the driving range, do you like the driving range?
I like the driving range better.
Do you really? Because you can really, like, hit it really hard and far and see how far it goes? So you're in a contest with Zach to see who can hit the furthest? Have you really? Done that? Well, that's wonderful. Well, I'm so glad that you are doing this. I'm glad that you're out here. And I love, Michael, you've got to see, she's got pink golf balls. I love it. See, something for all the girls, all the guys. Come out to Cullman Municipal Golf Course and enjoy the Park and Rec, the golf clinic for the kids. 3 great little golfers right here. We're going to talk to them this morning. Tell me your name.
Sam Strickland.
All right.
Seth Whiting.
Caden Barnett.
All right, and of course, great looking golfers. Do y'all love it? I mean, have you always loved golf, or is this your first clinic?
Well, I went to the clinic last year, and that's when I kind of got into it. So,
Okay.
and I made the golf team at my middle school,
Yay.
and I just thought I would be good at golf, so I just started coming to the clinics.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that. And what about you?
This is my first time to play golf. I started it last year. I used to just hit balls and didn't know what it was,
That's okay.
but now I know.
Do you play with your dad?
No, my uncle.
With your uncle? Cool.
It's my first clinic. I usually just hit in the yard.
Great.
I started like a couple weeks ago.
Did you really? See, that's wonderful. I think you got to start somewhere. I have 3 boys, grown boys, and they all 3 are good golfers. The middle one is like, I'm going to brag on him and he'd be mad at me for doing this. You know how you feel when your moms start talking about you, but he's like really, really good. He could be another Tiger Woods. His name is Tyler Wood. And he always said that you should always play golf and tennis because it's sports that you can do for the rest of your life. It doesn't matter how old you are. You can be as old as I am and play golf. So I think this is really good that you are doing this. And tell me what you've learned at this clinic, your favorite thing that you've learned that you didn't know.
That I didn't know.
I can tell you're already a good golfer.
I'm all over the place on the golf course, but
Good.
the thing that I didn't know was how to putt, and we just had a putting contest, and I tied with the guy a few times, never beat him, but I've just learned how to putt better and,
Good deal.
just putt.
Just a putt. Wonderful. How about you, honey?
I was horrible at putting too, and he taught me how to putt, and I was swinging my putter back and forth. I wasn't keeping it straight. So that was the most important thing I learned.
Cool. And how about you?
It was when I was playing against the instructor and in a putting competition, and I beat him, and that knew I was like, I'm really good, and then it helped me a lot.
Did it really wonderful. I'm just so excited to see y'all out here. Now, the golf club, the golf team that you're on, what school?
North Jefferson Middle School.
Wonderful. Well, we're just so glad that y'all are here today and just fun times at Cullman Golf Course. And this is something that Cullman Park and Rec puts on each and every year. Every Tuesday from 8:30 to 9:30, you can come to one class or to all of them. So y'all have a fun summer and keep up the good work. All right, we're still at the golf course, and this is our Cullman Park and Rec golf clinic that they're having each and every Tuesday from 8:30 to 9:30. And I can tell that you are a good golfer. And do you love it?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Do you really?
Mhm.
Well, have you been playing a long time?
When I was younger, I went out here with my papa, but I never really played. But I really kind of just started a few weeks ago. So.
Really? Well, is there any particular thing that you have that you've learned that you really didn't know before? I mean, something that just sort of stands out like, wow, I should have been doing that?
Like holding my club and looking at the ball and stuff, sort of like that.
Now, I've been watching you, you've been putting and on this green, and is there a particular way that you're supposed to hold your golf club or swing it, or is
My
it?
papa told me to, cause it's the shaft on it's flat on the front. He told me to keep my thumbs straight down the shaft and get right on top of the ball where he got a lighter and he dropped it and it hit right on the ball. So that was saying
Cool.
to keep my head, looking at the ball.
Cool. See, I would have never thought about that.
Yeah.
What great tips that Papa's got, huh?
He's
a pretty good guy.
He's won some tournaments too. I mean, not like PDA, but he's won some the Elks tournament or something like that. I can't remember.
He's a good golfer too, and you gotta love it. Well,
Yeah.
is this something? And of course, I gotta ask this about the driving range. When you go over there, do you love that too?
Oh,
So
yeah,
many kids
yeah.
just love to get over there and just hit those balls.
Mhm.
Do you like to see All right. I know my middle son always wanted to see how straight he could get it. But do you want to see straight or do you want to see how far it'll go?
Pretty much how far.
How far? Yeah. See, so that's really cool. Well, we're glad to see you this morning, Garrett, and keep up the good work and just have fun with it. Something that you can always do.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
With Chess Harris at Municipal Golf Course this morning, and of course, we ended the class today for the young people from grades. Let's see, actually they're 4 years old or 5 years old and up.
The youngest one we have this year is 5, and I think the oldest one we have this year is 14.
14, so 5 to 14, and there's 2 more lessons, 2 more Tuesdays from 8:30 to 9:30 here at the Cullman Municipal Golf Course. So if you want to participate in that, you can certainly do that. You could. Understand it's better to come to all of them, but if you can't, you can come to whichever ones you can.
Right, and that's one of the reasons we've done it over 5 weeks. It used to be a 1 week session, but now we've gone to doing 1 day a week for 5 weeks. It allows the kids who go on vacation or other camps or clinics going on to be able to come when they can.
Absolutely. Well, and if you miss this one, you still got time because there's going to be another clinic before school starts back, and sometime in, what do you think?
We're going to start it in mid-July. They can call the golf course to get the exact dates and times. Going to be another little mini session where we do probably 1 session a week.
Great. And will it be on Tuesdays?
Should be on Tuesdays as well.
And so if you, like we said, if you miss this, there's still time to come out. Is it important? I know 2 of my grandchildren, Nicholas and Wilson Wood, are both doing this clinic. And Wilson left here just a few minutes ago going to art camp, and Nicholas is at basketball camp today. So all these camps. But is it important that they have a set of golf clubs when they come?
No. We've had kids who come in who have never literally held a golf club, and we provide clubs for them, range balls for them, whatever they need for the clinics. But there again, too, if it's a kid who has a little bit more experience, it's definitely okay for them to bring their own clubs.
To bring their own. And see, folks, that way, if you're not for sure if your grandchild or your child will stick with it, if they don't have that stick-to-itness, you don't really want to go out and spend $200 on golf clubs. So see, it doesn't matter. You can still come down and participate. And to me, Chess, this is such a great, it teaches them so much. It teaches them the social skills that they need.
Right.
But also it teaches them coordination. And my boys, especially the middle one, has always said golf and tennis are the 2 things that all kids should play because they can play it all of their life.
Right. It's a lifelong sport. I give lessons to kids who are as young as 4 years old. I give lessons to kids who are as young as 90.
Yeah, about that.
So it's something you can play from now on. And used a lot in business, recreation, with family. It's a great sport that you can do for a number of different things.
Absolutely. Now, can you tell, like with most sports, immediately if a child has that natural gift? Because there are such things as natural gifts for all sports. Can you see it?
A lot of times you can see a kid who starts hitting balls that says, okay, this kid's got something. But vice versa too, I've actually seen kids who come out who struggled a lot in the beginning who now are successful golfers, outside of the youth realm.
Really? So they just sort of work on it, and then if it doesn't come natural, they work on it. And the more they play, the more they work, they develop it. Also, another question is, I noticed a couple of young men that we talked to this morning, probably in the 5th grade, they knew what they were talking about. They certainly knew more than I did, but they knew what they were talking about. But is it better to come out not knowing anything?
Personally, I like to see a kid who has never played because he has no bad habits. But there again, too, it's also fun to work with kids who kind of grasp it, and it's just two different ways that you work with them. A kid that's never played, you start off with the very basics. Here's how we hold it. And, a kid that's already developed that, it's fun to work with them to see them progress to that next step. It's like a lot of other things that you see these natural progressions, and it's fun to see all the steps.
Wonderful. That's so good to know. Now, got to also know, once this clinic is over and school's back in, do you do private lessons with children?
We do. Do private lessons with children, do group lessons. All of my lessons are scheduled around the student schedule. So we teach 7 days a week. So whatever days and times are convenient for them is when we work the lessons out.
Great. Now, can we create our next Tiger Woods? Could you do that?
Absolutely. It's fun to see. This is the 28th year of the golf clinic, and this is my 18th one. Wow. To kind of see some of the kids who have came through the junior clinics, what they're doing now. We have attorneys and other golf professionals. We've had 3 kids who were in this at one time who are now golf professionals and doing they're doing their own clinics now. So it's fun to see.
That's neat.
Going through the generations to see what they're doing now.
Exactly. See, so great potential, and Cullman Golf Course, just a beautiful golf course. Chess runs a great ship down here, and let's talk a little bit about the days and the hours. I think you're open 7 days a week, right?
We're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Every day.
Every day. Okay, so
do a lot of different specials. We've got our daily rates, and then we have some daily specials. A lot of specials for the kids. For example, on weekends we do free junior green fees.
Wonderful.
Any kid that's under 17, his green fees are free to play.
Now, is that on Saturdays and Sundays?
Saturdays and Sundays,
now,
yes.
Do they need to do it late in the afternoon or early? It doesn't matter?
After 11 o'clock.
After 11, wow. It's because your golfers, your real serious golfers play in the mornings, don't they?
We have a lot of serious, or they think they're serious.
They try to be.
Mornings, but we want to build the youth. The youth is the future of this game. Yes. So anything we can do to get the kids here and just playing golf. That's what we want. And hopefully, when they leave, they've had a good time. We want them to learn things about the golf swing, about the game itself. But the main thing is when they leave the golf course, we want them talking about how much fun they've had.
Absolutely. I'm so glad to know that. And folks, if you didn't know that, on Saturdays and Sundays for junior golfers, the green fees are free. So get a child involved in golf, your grandchildren, your child, whatever. It's just something that it's just so good for them. And number one, just to be out, and I've just been encouraging mine. I keep saying they want to do the golf cart thing, for me to stay and help them, with the golf cart or drive the golf cart. But to me, like Bob Kurtz always says, a real golfer walks. Do you believe that?
I've never seen Pastor Bob walk.
I got you on that one, Pastor Bob. He does say that, but I sort of figured he probably didn't walk always. But anyway, it's just a great place to come to, Cullman Municipal Golf Course. And come see Chess. Chess, give us a number.
It's 256-739-2386, or they can visit our website at cullmangolfcourse.com.
All right, good deal. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And, of course, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back with more of Cullman Today after this.